Welcome to the Mental Margarita Show. I have Milbert Whitley with us today. How are you today, Mr. Whitley?
I'm doing great. And you?
Very well, thank you. And we're so honored to have you with us. And you are actually going to be part of a very special product that the project that the Mental Margarita Show Productions is going to be part of. We are producing an independent film. Mr. Whitley, we're going to be featuring your artwork in that film, and we're going to see some of it today. And also on the show, we'll be showing some of your art. Now, you do a number of things. You're a photographer, you're also a visual artist, you put things together. You're a U.S. veteran, you've served in our military. Thank you so very much for
You're
your
welcome.
sacrifice and your service. And we wanted to take this moment to get to know you a little better, introduce you to our audience in Las Vegas on the CW so that they have a chance to get to know who you are and experience your art and what had inspired you to do that over the years and what your plans are. We're celebrating some wonderful things. So you recently won first place in an art
Yes.
competition. Your artwork went to a show, so we're very excited for you to be able to celebrate that with you. So starting with, where were you born and raised, Mr. Whitley?
Well, I was born in Kinston, North Carolina. I was raised in Pantego, North Carolina. We all went to school there. And as we graduated or left school, we went in the military, me and my five brothers. And we spent over 100 years in the military. And,
Wow.
and we was in, four of us and our brother-in-law was in Vietnam at the same time.
Wow, that's amazing. Now, did you all join different branches?
No, we all joined the army.
Okay. And were you got to stay together, or did you have to get split up
No,
and go different ways?
no, we all went to Vietnam for the first part, but we was not able to be stationed together, but we could visit each other from time to
Right.
time. And from there, I was sent to Fort Benning, Georgia. And from Fort Benning, I went back to Vietnam, 35 months.
Wow.
So, and one brother got wounded, and I was awarded the Bronze Star twice while I was over there. I was a gun truck commander, Pleiku, 110 miles from where we were stationed. And from Pleiku, if it wasn't an ambush, we all made it back. And we was just blessed, that not too many of us got killed in convoys. But they did have them.
Yes, and there's unless someone has been a soldier and has been in combat, the rest of us, we don't understand fully everything that goes on and
No,
everything that you men and there are men and service women experience and the things that they've witnessed and gone through, and and we thank you for that.
that's true. That's true. But coming back home to the States was kind of rough at that time.
Was that what do you think was the main cause of that? Was that people not understanding and kind of taking out their frustration on our service people for the
I think
war? What was that?
I really think they was taking out their frustration. It rode so long, and people was getting killed by the hundreds. And a lot of people didn't try to understand what was going on because a lot of us didn't even understand it. And it went on for over 10 years and lost 59,000 people over there. Yeah. But me and my brothers was blessed. We all made it back.
Yes, wonderful. Praise God for that.
Yes, that's right.
So you came back, and what happened next? So this journey you were on, you were in combat, you came back home. What about family?
Yeah, I had a wife and three kids when I really turned Vietnam loose. I had a wife and 3 kids, and I came back to Fort Benning, Georgia, and then from Fort Benning, I went to Korea. I spent a stint over there, and then I went to Germany. I'm sorry, Fort Bragg, and from Fort Bragg, I went to the peacekeeping force in 1982 in Egypt and Israel, uh, North and South Base Camp, the Red Sea, and I got to see a lot of places over there.
Wow.
Yeah, Egypt, Israel, Beersheba, Elat, the Red Sea, quite a few places, and I really enjoyed it.
Do you have a favorite place you toured to?
Yeah, to tell you the truth, I would like to go back to Egypt, but it wouldn't be fitting for right now. Too much stuff going on over there.
I know we have to be safe. There's so much to see of this world, and we definitely we
That's
need to
true.
pray for the peace of other places that are
Yeah,
always at unrest.
that's right. That's exactly right.
Wonderful. So when did your passion and your love for art, when did that begin? Because you have seem to have an eye for seeing things.
It started when I was in Egypt. Uh, uh, I went to a little town called Beersheba, and they had these. I forgot what kind of paper they call it, but you can write on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I got back to the States, I had thought about that, and I tried to write on birch bark, but it went through the wood. It went through the bark. So I just canned that idea right away, and I became disabled in 2004. I became disabled, and I decided right then that I'm not just going to be another veteran put to the side. So I started to doing my art. Uh, I was doing hanging pictures first, and they really came out beautiful. You know, I do one, but I didn't really know what it was going to be until after I finished. And as I put them together, I really got fascinated with them. And I say, well, hey, this is good. I knew right away that I had something going on here. So why not pursue it? Don't sit around and just die because somebody tell you you're disabled. You know, get to stepping. So I did. And I was just putting them together for a while and hanging them in my barn. And as I did that, they looked better and better. And I started putting different stuff in them. And it made it come out even better, which I will show you later on. And I'm hoping one day that I will really, let me just say, hit home. Hit a
Well,
home run.
you made a hit with the Mental Margarita show, and seeing your artwork really touched me and inspired me as well. And I also am an artist, so I enjoy seeing what other people create. And that's what our show is about too, is presenting what artists do, what people do. They're following their passions and their
Yes.
dreams. And that's why this show exists, to tell those stories and allow people to get introduced to someone that they wouldn't normally meet on an average day. And so that's why we're so excited to have you part of this project. Again, we'll take a few minutes to do some close-ups with some of that artwork and let you tell us about them.
All right.
And this project that we're doing is about peace and love, and the way that music unifies and brings people together. And we're trying to promote a better way of life and show our youth how they should and ought to be. And we
Yeah.
have to lead by example, and you certainly have done
That's
that through many years of your work and service. And what you contribute to the world as an artist.
Yes.
And having that outlet and saying, refusing to stop, because like you
True.
said, many people will have a challenge and they'll be faced with something and they just stop altogether. And we need to help one another keep going, and just know that every day is a gift, and it's a gift to have you with us on the show, and we really appreciate all that you bring to the world.
Thank you, and I
and
appreciate you.
and let's, for anyone that's interested, we will be showing folks prints of your art.
All
And
right.
anyone that's watching right now, after you've seen some of these pieces, if you're interested and you would like to have your own copy or find out more or have Mr. Whitley make something special for you, definitely contact us here at the Mental Margarita Show.
Well,
Tell us a little bit about that name before we get some close-ups of some of that art.
the way it was a lady working with me, uh, I didn't know her from, she was a stranger. She came to my house one sunny day and she introduced herself to me. She was also an artist for 32 years in Maryland, art teacher, I'm sorry. She was an art teacher. And she said, she introduced herself and told me what she would like to do because she had also seen my art. And she was really enthused about it. So she took 10 of my pictures and had them redone, the frames and everything, and they were beautiful. Let me tell you, they were beautiful. And she brought them back. Well, at first, I didn't know whether to trust her or not because I didn't know her. But she proved to be a good friend that carried me different places. Later, up in the mountains of North Carolina. Okay, I got.
So this piece of art won first place recently. Tell us about this image, because this is a beautiful image that we've selected to be part of the Mental Margarita production.
This is a mud hole. A little story behind it, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. Tell us about it.
My brother was real sick. He's another veteran. He was real sick. And that night it rained. It really rained hard. So as I was approaching my van, I looked down and I saw this mud hole. This mud hole was laying there beside my truck. So I took a picture of it and I spoke to a couple of people about it. And they said, don't blow it up and enlarge it because you'll lose the texture. So you got leaves, and this is a mud hole right here. You got all the little texture, if you can see them around here.
It's in the shape of a heart.
And it's in the shape of a heart. And I just left it that way. Had it framed. I had it framed, and then I carried it to the creative art section up in Richmond, Virginia, the VA hospital. And I won first place with this one. And I also won first place with another I don't have with me, but I have a couple of more pictures.
Absolutely beautiful.
It is. It's very beautiful. And this is another one. This is another one I had done. This is done with collard green plants, different type flowers, wheat, onion roots, upside downs. It's got all kind of flowers, but if you look at it, see now, look at this, look like a little girl. See the two little eyes there and the mouth?
Oh,
See,
wow.
can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah, this is the stuff I look for after I put them together because I really don't know what I got until I sit back and look at them and be talking to them among friends, and I decide that's what I named this one. That's what I named that one. And it worked so far. But again, these are collard green seeds here. This is wheat. And this is onion roots, upside down. And over here, this is birds, baby birds.
Oh, wow. How beautiful is that?
Yeah, I was working on my car one day. You know how a mother bird would sound when she run into snakes trying to get in her nest.
Right.
So this was a fig tree. So I took my ladder and went up there, and there was no snake there, but the little birds was in the nest waiting to be fed. See? So I took a picture of it. I haven't showed this one yet, really. So I'll probably show it this year. But that's a beautiful picture.
It's unusual when we get to get up close and personal with nature like that. And
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I even got one somewhere where a snake was eating another snake.
wow,
Yeah, me and my brother.
That's unusual.
Yeah, it is. This one here, this is the Buffalo Soldiers here. Buffalo Soldiers and Indians. And this, I used blue envelopes. I used coffee grinds, coffee seeds right here.
Hmm.
And I use hot pepper. If you can see it, hot pepper, rocks. I use the blue envelopes. I go to a Dollar General and they give them to me.
Wow.
So I use that for water.
Hmm.
And I got the Indians and the Buffalo Soldiers. And you can see a lot of images if you sit back and look at them when you're relaxing. You see so many things. Now down here, who would ever thought a cat would be in this picture? That's part of the birch bark. So
Wow.
I just let it stay in. Like
Mhm.
right here. Can you see that little guy right there?
Yes.
Yeah. See, you see all the kind of things that you pick up later. And I got this one right here. Can you see that one?
Yes.
This is the river run through. I did this when I had cancer. I did this when I had cancer, and I took bark and made little houses here. This is land. Then the river running through, little houses, little sheds. And I got little rocks in here and different kind of things like I used sawdust. I use sawdust, and this is just some stuff that the animals had eaten of pecans,
Hmm.
turned into a powder. So I use that also. And this is sawdust up here.
That's one of your originals.
This is an original.
One of your first.
One of my first originals.
Wow.
And
It's
I
just
use,
it's amazing how you've taken so many things that we see and pass every day and use every day, and you've made
yeah,
some beautiful images out of that.
yeah. And I got this. If you can see this, you should be able to see behind the snow. Can you see the mountain? Can you
So
see the
this,
mountain?
yes, you said
Okay,
behind. You said look behind the snow, right?
look behind the snow and you
Okay.
see a mountain up here. That's the last snow. And it took me a while to figure out how would I do this. So after a few days or nights of thinking about it, I got me a box of oatmeal and a fan and some glue. And I sprayed it with tack glue. And then I cut the fan on high and dropped the oatmeal and it ran right into the fan, the pitcher.
Wow.
So that's how I named it. And it was upside down, was a minute ago. See that?
Okay.
This is it.
Now that looks different that way. Wow.
There you go. There you go. I'm just excited. You had to excuse me.
This is exciting.
Yeah. And a lot of my artwork, you can actually see different things in it if you just sit and look. Or sometimes you argue with your friends. And I've seen it. Well, they haven't busted into a fight yet. But I put one in the barber shop just to see how far it would go. But they're still talking about it after about several months. They can't believe what they see.
And everyone sees something different, I'm sure.
Everyone sees something different. I could talk about my art all day. You know, I
I'm
just
sure.
wish I could get other veterans to participate. I've tried, but a lot of people in my hometown don't want to go nowhere. So I just
Well,
take,
and you know what? We have to inspire them.
yeah,
And your story, you know, just being able to visit with you a little bit and share
Yeah.
your story with others could very well inspire and help someone through a difficult time.
well, let's hope
And
so.
art is a great outlet and it's great. Our show is called Mental Margarita,
Yeah,
and it's about us finding our peace and what it is that we love. And you know, you have been able to capture beautiful things in the most unusual ways.
Yeah.
And that's what's very special about what you create. And we're so glad and happy to be able to share that with our audience and be able to for you to be part of this project. We've got it. We can't let the cat out of the bag yet because it's still in the early stages, but we're really excited that you're part of it. And
oh, good.
thank you for sharing your talent and your beautiful art with us.
You're
We
quite.
really we appreciate it.
If you need to see some more of my artwork, I got it.
All right. Well,
Oh.
I'm gonna be collecting some pictures so we can show it off
All right.
and be able to see some more. And again, folks, if you're interested in seeing more of Mr. Whitley's art, Nature of Palette, definitely contact us here at the show. And we'll be sure to put you in contact with Mr. Whitley himself so that he can make those available to you. So we thank you so much for spending this time with us.
Anytime.
And we look forward to you being on this project and getting more of your work out there for the people to see and experience.
Well, I'm always glad to do that.
Wonderful. Well, you have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you again. We'll be collaborating with you soon. And you know what? I like what you said about us working on some of those other veterans. So that may be a great project for us to spearhead in the future here to get more involved.
Could very well be, and I'm looking forward to it.
Hi everyone, it's Jersey Doll, and every time we create something, we make history. Every production requires a lot of planning and preparation. This is how the Canvas Creators Club began. It takes a team of dedicated people to get the job done. Right now, we're in the middle of putting together an amazing production called Peace, Love, and Hip Hop, which will not only be an independent film, but also a theatrical stage production. Milbert Whitley is one of Peace, Love, and Hip Hop's Canvas Club creators, who will help bring this story to life by contributing to the digital set. Let this image remind us that beauty can be seen anywhere, anytime, if we only open our eyes and look.
Starstruck, here's a sprinkle of the stardust. Hold your champagne glass and your cigars up. See the guys with mob ties drive the cars up. Bright lights, most nights they buy the bars up. Candy coated Chevy cars on the highway. It's Frankie baby, it's on and this is my way. Dean Martin at the Sands this Friday. With Sammy Davis, here's a little hint where I stay. The city shines like Liberace's mansion. And you know Elvis had the whole city dancing. Showgirl silhouette steady prancing. Shout out to June, just the Copa Girls anthem. Legal gambling, yeah, that would tempt me. At Sin City, holy water couldn't cleanse me. And Wayne Newton had the crowd in a frenzy. Live at the Stardust, the seats never empty. Now if you having a good time in Las Vegas, at a count of 3,